Hello and welcome to TW White & Son Suzuki in Effingham. My name is Matthew, I am one of the salesmen here, and this is a part exchange that's just come into stock in a lovely sphere blue with silver alloys, front and rear parking sensors with the reverse camera, LED lighting, keyless entry. Now this is a motion version, so it is basically your entry level. Indicators on the mirror there, and just coming around you've got the colour coded parking sensors with the LED running daylights. And you come down here, you've got the radar cruise receiver, which obviously works from the instrument up there. That controls basically the cruise control as well as the radar brake. Now as I bring you around to the driver's door first, you'll notice on the mirror here you've got the cross traffic alert as well as the heated mirrors, keyless entry, so button on the door there allowing you access into the car. So open up the driver's door first, no scratches or marks or anything like that, in very good condition for a two-owner vehicle. Front and rear electric windows with electric folded mirrors, so just push of a button like so, and then the mirrors come in and out. Adjustable seat, so height as well as on the passenger side as well, but again there were no disagreeable odours or any stains or anything like that inside this car either, including the headliner. Now this doesn't have a sunroof, obviously that is only on top of the range ultra versions. However, if you have got children or grandchildren and you need a car to put kids in, then down here you have got Isofix, and then just behind that you have got the overtop tether as well, with two different seat adjustments, so you can see that you can adjust it to however you're liking. Central armrest, so two cup holders there as well as additional cup holders inside the door. Let's take you round to the boot. So again, parking sensors on the rear which blend into the rear bumper, and as I open the boot you'll notice the reverse camera which is just there, so just sits above the number plate, which in your vision you'll be able to see that bumper very clearly in your reverse camera. So a nice open spacious boot, and then just under that you've got a little bit extra space. So really this is designed if you want to take the parcel shelf off and slip it underneath, then you can stow away and hide it and use up that extra bit of space that you may need if you're going on holiday or decide that you want to do some extra shopping, especially when it's coming close to Christmas time again. Open up the near side passenger door, again no scratches, no marks, no stains or anything like that. It's in fantastic condition, this car. So we actually took this in before, so this is obviously part exchange with us again. But the previous owner didn't dislike it, they just wanted something a little bit bigger, which we did manage to get them in, hence why we got this back in part exchange. So this is a 1.4 Boosterjet 6-speed manual, mild hybrid as well, which does mean that you've got a secondary battery which runs along with the engine, so it doesn't separate itself at all, and it's regenerative through braking, so it means that you can recharge the battery just by applying the brake. So just coming to sit down now, so just to show you some of the instruments as soon as you enter the door. You've got obviously the stop start button there, so push the button, the car turns off, foot on the clutch and tap the button and the car will start up straight away like so. You've got the the lane departure warnings as well as the radar brake, and obviously the auto start stop as well as traction control. You can turn all of these off and on just by simply holding it down for 5 seconds. Bear in mind, this does mean that you will have to manually do it every time you switch it off for the auto start stop, whereas the rest will stay off as natural. Front fog lights and parking sensors illuminated to say that the car is parking sensors are active. By turning it off, obviously they're off, and as soon as you turn it back on you get the long beep to say they're on. Automatic window wipers and automatic lighting. Radar cruise, so obviously adjusting between you and a vehicle in front of you by pushing the cruise button, you will be presented with that symbol, and you see the little white lines. As soon as I'm pushing that line button here, it changes the distance between you and that car in front. I have decided this to be a 2, a 3 and a 4 second gap between you and the car. Have a look in the manual if you want to know a little bit more in depth, but that's what I've calculated it to be. And just by pushing the cruise button, it turns off. Now, you can change the display center screen there. So at the moment, it's showing you about the hybrid system. So at the moment, you can see that it's using the engine only. But anytime that you're charging the battery, you'll see the motor, that little motor run, and it'll go back towards the car, towards the battery, sorry. And when you're using it with the engine, you'll see the engine power coming from the engine to the wheels like so. And then this little button, this little battery will push in towards the engine, so it shows you when you're using them. You normally use them when you're pulling away from traffic or when you're giving the car a bit more oomph, so it would actually use some of the battery. But don't worry, that battery will never go completely empty. It's designed to be like that. So this car has done 28,159 miles, call it 28,200. So relatively low for its age. So bringing you out a little bit more now to the steering wheel, you've got your answer for the telephone, answer and hang up, as well as the lane departure. So if I push that button there, you'll see that that initiates, lets you know when you're going over the white lines without indicating. Obviously just to make sure that you're paying attention. Bringing you round down to the centre here now, so you've got the 6-speed manual gearbox. Obviously foot on the clutch, let's put it in reverse, lift handle up, down and towards you, and you're presented with that reverse camera. Nice clear picture, and as I said, when you put it in reverse, you'll see your bumper lines, so you can tell how far. The distance I found is about 1 foot, 2 foot and 3 foot is the distances you'll find between there. So when you look like you're really close, you've got about 1 foot gap there. So plenty of spaces, and that's how the parking sensors work too. So that'll be their maximum gap they suggest that you should be able to get in and out of a parking space, or just reversing. So heated seats front and for passenger and driver, none for the rear unfortunately, so it's just front passenger and driver seats. USB connection, so you would use that for when you want to connect to the infotainment screen for Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. Dual temperature control, so you can have 2 different temperatures on different sides, or you can just push that button and you can just have it back to the way you want it, and just by twisting that, the other one will go along with it as well, unless that person wants different, of course. Coming back up to the infotainment screen now, so this car is average miles per gallon is 44.3, so quite average. That's quite an average miles per gallon for its design. I mean, you can do anything between 42 and 46 miles per gallon, so that's quite middle of where you would expect it, as well as giving you the mile range in terms of what you got in fuel. Now, this doesn't come standard with sat nav, unfortunately, but obviously where the Android Auto or the Apple Car comes into play means you can use your maps from your phone to that screen there. It's very easy to use as well, so you just plug it into the USB there, as I said, and it will display on the screen, which you'll get that connect there, and then obviously it will teach you how to do it. If you don't want to use any of those features, then you do just still have Bluetooth, and you can just connect to the device as normal. But other than that, that is the Suzuki S-Cross 1.4 manual Motion. If you want to book a test drive or come in, happy to give you a test drive. Please feel free to give us a call. As I said, my name's Matthew. My other colleague is Jeff, and our manager on site here is Daniel. So just ask for one of us three, and we'll be happy to oblige to get you in for a test drive. We look forward to seeing you. Thank you.